Hello, my lovely people. How are you all doing today? We concluded the relationship series last week, and this week we are starting the marriage series. But I want to do like a preamble story time regarding a young girl who got married to somebody she actually only met for the first time, and that first time that she met this person, the person proposed, and the rest became history, and they eventually got married, and they have been married for over 30 something years. So the name of this girl is withheld for personal reasons. The girl was born in the very early 60s to a family where her father was a police officer and her mother was a housewife. And the girl has, there are seven of them in the family, seven children, and the girl is number five of the siblings, six girls and one son from her mother. So, when this girl was in nursing school, she visited her friend, and this friend is the friend that she's known since she was in secondary school, and they've known each other and been very friendly with each other. So she visited her. This is not the first time she has visited. So her parents knows this her friend very well, and obviously must have liked this friend. So that was Christmas period. So the girl visited on her way to her own home, to her father's home, because the girl's mother was late at that time. So when she came to visit her friend, that was the first time she met most of her. She knows her other siblings because she's got four, one, two, three. Yeah, she's got about four older brothers, and the girl already met some of the brothers, but she has never met the oldest brother. So during that Christmas period, the oldest brother was around, and that was the first time she met this her brother. So that night, because she was only going to spend the night and then continue her journey to her own home the next day. So that night, the friend's mother came to the room where she was and asked if she will marry her oldest son. And the girl was baffled and said, "But Mama, I don't know him." But he said, "No, it doesn't really matter. If we know you, and if you agree to marry him, then you will get to know him." So the girl was sort of taken aback. She didn't say yes, she didn't say no. Obviously, she loves the family, because the family just, when she comes to that family, she just feels like she's in her own home. And the same night, obviously, because she was going to go first thing in the morning, the same night, after about an hour or so of the mother coming to speak to the girl, her friend's oldest brother, also who the mother spoke on behalf of, came and also said the same thing to the girl. Will just talk to her a little bit, get to know her a little bit, ask her name and all the rest of it, and then at the same time just said, "Oh, my mother told me that she's already mentioned something to you. That's why I'm here to reiterate what she has said, and I would like to marry you." So the girl was baffled. "You don't even know me before. You don't even know me before. I don't know you before," says the girl. "So how can we just ask for marriage? It doesn't work like that." Anyway, the brother just said, "Yes, that's how I felt like saying it, and I'll just leave you to think about it." And the girl in question said, "Look, I'm only just 20 and I'm still in nursing school, and my two older sisters are not even married yet, so there's nothing like marriage in my book at the moment." But anyway, that was just left like that, and the girls The girl said that she could not wait for the morning so she can get away and go, because that was quite embarrassing for her. Anyway, so the next day she now left without giving any answer, obviously, because you can't just give an answer like that. So the girl went, and then when she got home, she told her father, because her mother was late at the time. So when she told her father was like, oh, that family, I know that family, they're a very good Christian family. And yeah, I know you're still in school, but if it's something that you want to go ahead with, that's fine. So when the girl's father said this to her, she was like, oh, okay. And then she started giving it some consideration. Remember, this girl, very naive, she never had boyfriend before. She was still intact, if you know what I mean. Never known any man before. The story will be in part 1 and 2. So the girl just decided to be thinking about this while the man that proposed of meeting the person for the first time was waiting for the girl to get back to him. So that was that. And the rest became history, really, because eventually the girl now thought about it after some time and got back to them to say yes, that they are going to consider it. Now, it would have been the other way around, because these people, the person, they don't know each other. There was nothing like, oh, let us go out for a little while like people do now, get to know each other, have some relationship, just get to understand each other better. There was nothing like that before this commitment of, okay, I agree. And then the girl now agreed. That was after agreement was when they now started learning each other, because the agreement was at that age when she was still 20. And at the following year, when everything was agreed, and just to make sure that they are serious, they now went and they did what we call in Nigeria, Ikwakanozo, or door knocking on the door. So that's what they went to do. And the following year, when the girl was 21, so just to formalize everything. And then the girl continued her nursing school, because she was still in school, continued her nursing school. And then the following year, by this time, once the knocking on the door thing was done, it's now formalized that obviously you're going to get married to this person. Then they started talking more and discussing things from a distance, really. But sometimes they also met up and then talk and then discuss various things. And one thing I need to point out was that this girl, because obviously who at 20 is preparing for marriage or thinking about marriage, but the man in question was 7 years older, so he was actually thinking about marriage already. Later on he did say to the girl that he was actually coming home that day praying that God would create an opportunity where he would meet his wife. That was his prayer when he was coming back that time. So God works in a mysterious way. So that was exactly how the whole thing happened. And then the following year, as I said, the Iwanku was done. So the Imego was done. The next year, when the girl was 21, the following year, when the girl was 22, the Iwanku, or traditional marriage, was done. The following year, when the girl was 23, the actual wedding, church wedding, was done. So as you can see, everything was done 1 year apart, just to help the girl to grow more and also finish her nursing school. So there was no pressure. At least you are committed, but you still carry on doing what you are doing, and things were just done 1 year at a time. And eventually the church wedding was done when the girl was 23. I'm going to stop this story time here. Next time, it's going to be part 2. I'm going to start from after the church wedding, what happens next, and then. So I think this story needs to be told since before we go into marriage series, just to show you that it doesn't really matter whether you've courted for 6 months, you courted for 1 year or 10 years or whatever before you get married, whether that will make your marriage to work or not. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you are prayerful and that God is in the business. So this story time will continue in 2 days time when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for listening. Watch out for the second one. Probably by now you may be guessing who this who that young girl was. But in my next story time, in 2 days time, I think that girl is will now come out. But if you can guess, put it in the comment section. I'll see you again in 2 days time when we complete this story time. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye and God bless.